I'd like to apologize.
To absolutely nobody!
Fuck you, Jack. You're not gonna make me say it. I'm never gonna say it. After last video I made criticizing Destiny for its recent public use of the N-word, per usual I received a lot of hate comments, so I figured I'd follow up on those comments in this video and launch a new series called Hate Mail, where I react to hate comments. Without further ado, let's hop right into the grunt level comments and work our way up to the big boys. First up on the chopping block, we got, anyone who days they never say the N-word in private is a liar. Well, call myself a liar and blow out my back because I and many other normal Caucasian individuals I know happen to never use the N-word in private, but maybe that's just some odd coincidence. Another user follows that up with, most, the ones that choose to or can, people use the N-word in their lair. That's right. I'm a little bit confused what this gibberish is getting at, but I'd just like to clarify that in that video, I never criticized the moral character of Destiny or anyone else for using the N-word in private, although that is pretty weird. The whole point I was making was that as a large creator, both of the recent public instances that Destiny has utilized the N-word in were irresponsible, and instead of doubling down on his use of it, which he has, he should have disavowed that behavior and not do it again going forward, because otherwise it will embolden his audience to act racially insensitive or even racistly, which, if you stick around for the rest of these hate comments, you will see is most certainly true.
You, sir, are a sour lemon, a nobody trying to ride the hate train to top.
Listen, I don't know if there's a train going to top or whatever, but if there is, let me get on it. I don't know where you're getting this idea that I hate Destiny. I just think that he has a lot of beliefs that warrant reasonable criticism. For Christ's sake, I was just defending him against Aiden Ross a couple of videos ago. But I also gotta point out that I love the irony of this comment. A nobody trying to ride the hate train? Like, who are you, rectified USBB, and what were you doing with this comment? There is nothing wrong with making those jokes in private. It's like these people didn't even watch the video. I showed both of the very public instances that Destiny said the N-word. We literally all have seen it, but here, I'll throw them up on the screen for you again. Here, look at these. These are not jokes that were made in private. Sprinkle some cement in your cereal in the morning and harden up. How about I sprinkle some Viagra in it instead so I can harden up and endlessly rail your mother and father? I love the N-word. Well, I guess that's that. This one isn't hate mail, but I thought that it was funny enough to include. Destiny's son or hasanabi daughter? Abortion. Alright, back to hate mail now. Oh no, somebody use a word. Yeah, that was totally my take, that any use of the N-word is worth 10,000 Holocausts. It totally wasn't that Destiny, as a large creator who wields a varying level of influence over his audience, means that he has a level of responsibility to be careful because using the N-word for edgy humor may embolden his fans to act in potentially harmful ways, even if Destiny himself isn't racist, which, as I stated in the last video, we're pretty sure that he isn't. The cowardice of disabling the dislike button is baffling. Homie, you can't disable the dislike button. Go ahead and click it. Serious question, are you black? No, I'm Caucasian, and I'm not sure what relevance this has to anything. None of my arguments are contingent on being white, black, or anything else, and none of the arguments presented from anyone has been contingent on that at all. This is a normal thing in non-English speaking countries. Only Americans and woke wannabes pretend words can be claimed but some group. What the hell is this? I have no clue about other countries, but if this is true, maybe we could brainstorm some reasons why there might be a unique relationship with white people using the N-word in America. You know, I don't know though. It's a real head scratcher there. I hate every culture, so the N-word is fine to use as a non-insult. I don't know how that follows. If you hate every culture, I definitely assume when your ass uses the N-word, it probably is to be pretty racist. This one here is my favorite. I'm sure you've lived a protected life, morally judging people in a glass mansion. You have no experience in the gritty things of life, so you need to hop back into Discord and echo your sentiments to the brainless toddlers that are willing to listen. Because America is waking up to the narcissistic hypocrites with no common sense or life experience in hardships. Your time is up. Make way for common sense. All of this because, as I said, that you shouldn't say the N-word in public. Make way for common sense to say the N-word publicly. That'll show 'em.
I use the word frequently in private as a white person, and I have never intended it to be racist at all. I think it's pretty that people hold the word at such a pedestal. It doesn't mean anything. The hard R version is 100% meant to be, more or less racist?
Don't worry, y'all. Roby7621 has determined the soft A N-word isn't racist, but the hard R is, more or less racist, but soft A, certainly not. And now to address some of the more good faith comments that were left. This commenter actually broke free from his coding and ended up acknowledging their mistake. How does it make people feel like they have some sort of green light to use the N-word publicly? Even you in this video summarized his take as using the word publicly is bad. And the clip shows him saying, "I don't repeat those types of jokes publicly." Seems pretty clear to me that people would take that to mean they should not use the N-word publicly. I replied, "Brother, the two instances are him using the N-word publicly on his podcast and in a tweet, which caused them to say, 'I don't follow Destiny, I just watched this video. Your conclusion to not follow from the evidence presented in the video, maybe put that in the video.' And I followed up. I did. At the beginning, I showed both of the public instances he used the word. Then I showed the clip of his take being summarized by Trihex and him saying that he only thinks it's okay to use it in private but not publicly. And he finally said, 'So you did. Don't mind me, I'm just a stupid commenter after all.' Guys, it's possible we're making breakthroughs. The worst thing he could do is make an apology video. It doesn't matter, the mob is gonna mob no matter what. People are either gonna think he's racist or not. An apology isn't going to sway anyone. I'm not saying he should apologize or disavow his behavior to appease anyone or to make him look not racist. I'm saying he should because it's the responsible thing to do in order to deter his fans from acting in negative ways, such as frequently using the N-word in comment sections and not thinking about how that might make other people feel. Also, who said it had to be an apology video? It could be just real quick on stream or a tweet. Alright, strap in because this one is quite long. You should probably include his newer takes instead of the ones from 5 years ago. His new take is saying slurs is not bad. Using slurs to insult someone is and will never be okay in his eyes. So saying the N-word versus calling someone a gusano, second one is always worse no matter how much history the first one has. Edit here. Yes, calling someone the N-word is worse than calling someone cracker or but that's not what he did, but I should preface, therefore the edit. And I tend to agree with him. When I tell someone about that one Boondock scene, I'm not going to say N-word moment, and I will never call someone a slur based on race, height, etc. I think this makes me a better person in this regard than someone who never says the N-word, but will call me a cracker. In no way should he apologize for what he did, and he also never will. I don't know why you would even think he should. No one was insulted. I think the only way you could convince him to lay off that language is if people apologize to him for using cracker and gusano. They will never do that, so he has no reason to apologize for something a lot more harmless to appease anyone. Brother, his older take frames that newer take that you're providing here. His reasoning 5 years ago for not using the N-word publicly for the purpose of edgy humor was because that might embolden fans to act in harmful manners. Thus, his newer take, I'm saying, is wrong, and it does not matter if the N-word is used in what he may consider a non-racist way, as some fans of his might end up using it and acting in actual racist manners. Further, I'd like to add that if people get to write it off always as non-racist and just for the purpose of edgy humor, that provides cover to actual racists that utilize humor to push their dog whistles. And last note is that you shouldn't ever apologize merely to appease someone. You should apologize because it is the right thing to do. And in this instance, Destiny apologizing would be the right thing to do. There is literally nothing inherently racist in saying, there's nothing harmful. Calling a black person, if you're white, is problematic and probably racist. Destiny has never publicly or privately done this or defended doing this. I can't believe people just miss this. Like, you can still disagree with this, but please at least just represent it accurately before you do. This bro is fighting ghosts. Nobody said that using the N-word is inherently racist, but I am glad that you hit the hammer on the nail that calling a black person the N-word if you're white is problematic and probably racist. Also, it is not relevant to this conversation if Destiny has ever publicly or privately called a black person the N-word. His old take and my current take is that, especially as an influential creator, Destiny should not use the N-word publicly for the purpose of edgy humor. After that original comment though, bro went on trying to argue that Destiny's use of the N-word wasn't edgy jokes, but if that's the case, then I just don't know what to call these instances. Here's our last comment. So long as he's not using the word disparagingly and he's among friends taking the piss and having a laugh, he shouldn't apologize or disavow anything. I think it's weird the way people discuss online personalities' fan bases these days like they're not individuals with agency of their own. Well, first, he did use it disparagingly towards Hassan in that tweet, and the other instance on the podcast wasn't just him being among friends. He was live on stream. Also, while it is true that fan bases consist of individuals that have agency of their own, and we should critique them as individuals if they do choose to act poorly, it's also true that creators have influence over their fan bases and can embolden certain behaviors. Anyways, that's going to be it for this first episode of Hate Mail. If you liked the video, drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to not miss another one in the future, and if you want to join a community of like-minded people, go ahead and join the Discord. The invitation is right there on the screen. Peace.